Today, I'm going to try something ambitious. We're going to try to automate an entire construction AI media business in an hour. It's 4:22 right now. Let's get started. My name is Keeran Jagadesan. I run an AI consulting business for commercial contractors. I've gotten the website up. As you can see here, Construction AI Brief. Basically, the goal with this here is to create a newsletter, create news articles. It's sort of just a media business, and potentially it turns into like an event business. There's a lot of nonprofits out there that, it's kind of the expert in the industry. This is sort of to be a independent from my AI consulting business, but also it sort of does funnel some leads into my AI consulting business. So ideally, it runs completely on autopilot. So you can see some of these articles here already. This is the idea here. I was unsuccessful in my last attempt to do this. I have gotten a little bit of progress here. Right now it's 4:24, as you can see at the top right here. Current time East Coast. All right, 4:24 p.m. Hopefully by 5:30, this entire business runs from AI. Runs with AI. Hopefully Claude's running this entire business. First step, we're going to go in here to Claude. As you can see, I just opened up the file explorer. There's nothing in here besides basically all of the workspace stuff. And if you want a tutorial on how to make this website, honestly, what I did is just to use the Claude design skill to create a website. And you just kind of walk through the process of creating a website. It's hosted in Vercel, buying the domain, everything like that. All right, so we do have skills in here already. I'm going to just say just delete the current skills. They didn't work the way I wanted them to. All right, and then we're going to go to customize real quick, go to connectors. Let's get the Beehiiv connection set up because that's where the newsletter is hosted. Oh, I thought there was a official connector for Beehiiv. All right, we got to go to Beehiiv. What Beehiiv is just a newsletter platform. It allows you to get seen. Let's see if I can, oh shit, wrong email. Time is of the essence here. Let's see what Claude's saying. Let's turn that on. Okay, let's log into Beehiiv. Beehiiv MCP connection. So what we're going to do is wire up the MCP with Claude. All MCP is just a way for Claude to communicate with Beehiiv. All Beehiiv is just a site that hosts a newsletter. All right, so let's and on the left panel, click MCP. Okay, let's do this. Let's go back to Claude. Let's go to connectors. Let's go to new connector, add custom connector, Beehiiv, add, connect. The account sign in for this browser is different from the one in the Claude desktop app. What does that mean? Do I have? All right. So I'm going to connect the Beehiiv to Claude, grant access. Oh shoot, I need to redo that connection, I think. Yeah, disconnect. We're going to connect again, okay. Read access. Scope is required, okay. Grant access. All right, so we're going to connect Claude into Beehiiv. That's step one of automating our newsletters. Basically, the idea here is to create newsletters, news publications, and maybe like social media posting. But honestly, I think I can drive a lot of traffic by trying to get listed on Google News. And the way to get listed on like Google News and Bing News, from my previous research, is you need to have 30 days of publications out. So ideally, for these first 30 days, it runs on a routine, picks up new news stories, and then publishes how that relates to construction and AI, and is publishing for 30 days. and then we can start to get listed on Google News, try to get seen by LLMs, and then try to drive traffic to the newsletter, get subscribers on the newsletter hopefully, and then sort of try to funnel some leads into my AI consulting business for commercial contractors. So now that we have the Beehiiv connection set up, we're going to do that. Okay, we're going to get the logo for AI construction brief, so then we can put that into the logo here. Oh, I guess you can monetize through Beehiiv too. That is something that I haven't played around with, but maybe that's something that we can explore later down the line once we actually have subscribers. Let's see. We're going to go back into settings. Okay, here's the logo. Oh, cab. I haven't decided. It's 4:32 right now. We still have 58 minutes left. The problem that I see us running into is Claude taking a long time to do things. Is the logo in here somewhere? Brand. That's the SVG file. Basically what I'm doing here is inside of Claude Code, we have the routines up here on the top left. What I plan on doing is taking routines that run every hour, but then know whether to, I think I'm going to set up 2 routines. One, to run every hour and stay updated on current news and publish articles that way, maybe publish social media posts that way, but kind of decide what it wants to do. Give it a little bit of freedom, but also give it the skills necessary. What skills are basically large text files that allow Claude to get that perfect outcome every single time. Not perfect outcome, but like the outcome that you want every single time. Imagine if you were to like copy and paste an entire Word document and put it into Claude to prompt, and you have your perfect prompt and you just copy and paste it in and give it to Claude, and those are its perfect instructions. Skills are the exact same way. It's just easier for Claude to call skills, and like that's Claude's native files. Okay. Here is the logo. I don't like that logo at all. All right. The goal here is to automate this entire business. Basically, I want 2 routines. One routine runs on an hourly basis and publishes new news articles by researching the web and understanding what's out there in relation to AI and trying to relate that to construction. So current news that just came out, and I want this to also run on a cloud run. And I have the Beehiiv MCP connection set up. So that's for the second routine. It needs to run on Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think we're going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the Beehiiv newsletters. And basically for that, it's taking, or let's just do Monday. Yeah, let's do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And for that, it's taking current news and just putting it in newsletter form. And relating it to construction, and also like new news surrounded by robotics and construction. Basically, it's all encompassing about technology and construction, and that's what we want the newsletter to be. So 2 routines. The first one is a daily news look, like kind of looking out if there's something in that hour that's worth publishing about. Then you publish an article in the Construction AI Brief website. Let me know if you have questions about this. I don't know, that's not a great prompt, but we'll see. Okay, it's not bad. It's good enough. We're not looking for perfection here. The image is like off on the top left of the side. Like it leans towards the top left. I deleted these routines. Yeah, like I said, I've already tried this in all transparency, and it didn't work. It hasn't worked. I tried this a month ago, and I just keep getting notifications about how it's failing. So the goal here is to redo this, and I don't really want it to use the stuff that it already has. Please don't use the existing setup. The existing setup has been a challenge and kind of a nightmare, and has been way too many routines to keep track of. I want to simplify into 2 routines. Okay. I mean, this isn't like a crazy thing, but like it goes to show like where AI is at, and like if you have the idea and the execution, like this isn't like the routines, they can run just like without you having to think about them, right? So like any type of content, any type of newsletter, honestly videos, like I've experimented with AI just creating videos without me having to do anything. Um, so anything like that, it can kind of be automated. And if you're not necessarily looking for immediate revenue and you're looking for the consistency side of things, this is perfect because you can basically automate an entire business, create an entire business that I don't have to think about, right? Um, so let's see what we got here. Let's delete them all. Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to review this. It's kind of something that cloud routines, submit. I think a big problem with what the previous routines were is that they didn't have the correct permissions. They it needs to like bypass permissions. Okay, that's perfect. So let's delete this, replace that PNG. What? Perfect. Okay, let's get this default thumbnail preview. Take that. I need the default thumbnail preview. The dimensions are in the screenshot that I just attached. Okay, it's deleting, creating everything. And like if you wanted to, seriously, like this website isn't anything crazy. It took me not even a couple of hours to put all this, not even, like I could probably put this together in 20 minutes, right? Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, maybe I follow this. This needs to go. I'm going to say that. This part of the website should not be on there. Sometimes it takes the context, and I've had trouble with this. It takes the context from what you said and like puts stuff on there. Like, I don't want this up there saying that who publishes it, right? And then I'd really probably don't want my name on this either. The idea here is these few things, I mean, that shouldn't really be on the website. Can you make sure that gets taken off? 442. I really do like this website though. It's pretty. But all it is just the Claude design skill. Sometimes I'm like, I guess I could take you through the routines. I could do it through here technically, but the idea is to go remote and then add the connectors that I want in there and have it push everything without me having to think about it, right? On a scheduled event. 7 minutes now, taking up a good chunk of the time that we have, just trying to delete the old cloud runs and then starting to create the routines. Not sure why it's asking for permissions, but so that's one thing that Beehiiv doesn't allow is that final push off. So let's see if we can find a workaround for that. Maybe it's a routine that runs. Oh wait, for the inside of customize, what I need to do is go into connectors, Beehiiv, and always allow for everything. And I think like the next step for this, if I wanted to really take it somewhere far, is like, okay, maybe I do like carousel posts on Instagram, which could also easily be set up in Claude routines as, and just using the Claude design skill for that. And you just take the articles that you've written and put them in carousels. Maybe I'll have time to do that today. The hardest part is Meta has very hard restrictions on automatic posting. So maybe there's a way around that too. Okay. The routines should have been deleted. I just deleted and went through and deleted all of those. Let's see if the routines are in here. Okay, we have our routines created. Daily count files and posts whose file name starts with blah blah blah. Research, use web search and web fetch to look for. Let me see if I can edit this. These are local routines. Can I change this? The routines that you just created, those are both set as local routines. It needs to be cloud routines inside of the construction AI brief GitHub repo. Basically what I did there is, like when I went into the routines, they are published as, you can see, local runs, local routines. They need to be cloud routines, so then my laptop doesn't have to be on all the time. So the goal is to just publish these news articles, and then for the next 30 days, and then hopefully we can apply for Google News articles. It's 450. See if our, what is this? Nice, all right. That thumbnail is good. Perfect. Publication, artificial intelligence. Construction, maybe? Business. Okay. I think that's good for now. Auto login, whatever. Honestly, I don't know what much of this means, but the goal is to just get this out there, start doing something. I think the biggest thing is action here. Okay. Alright, I think I might have to set this up myself. Claude is taking way too long. So all I need is the Beehiiv connection, I think. That's pretty annoying that it forces you to restart every time that you want to go. Tell it, okay, I can manually put together the routines. You just need to give me the copy and paste, so then I can copy it and paste it into Cloud Runs, and all of the skills that it needs also need to be in the cloud. So that needs to, yeah, just give me very specific instructions on what I need to do to make them Cloud Runs, and let's get the skills, show me the skills files, and then I can save those and Claude can see those. It's just taking way too long. It's 4:54 right now, so we have about 35 more minutes to get this done. Alright, I'm here in the Claude.ai routines. I'm going to do a new routine. I'm going to only have Beehiiv connected. Okay, I'm going to do a new routine. I'm only going to have Beehiiv connected. And we want to schedule this. Let's do a repo, our construction AI brief repo. This one is going to be called live in, come on, Claude. Yeah, the skills are in different places that I can't even read. This is the issue sometimes with Claude. It oftentimes gets things like mixed up. You know, A lot of the times it doesn't do things that make sense, right? Okay. So here's our article publisher skill. All it does is, this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. I think it's hard coded. I don't think your skills are going to work in the cloud runs. They are hard coded to the articles that you saved, or like the news that comes out, especially the hourly one. I need you to think this through and think how can we do this all in the cloud runs? And you should probably research the routines too. All right, so now it's working. I'm going to delete this skill. All right, so I kind of gave it some idea to research Claude and cloud routines. I'm not really too familiar with them, to be completely honest, but I'm here to test them out and see if I can run an entire business from them. So, and yes, you can do this with agents and stuff like that, but honestly, I'd rather have it managed inside of routines here and not have to think about it, not have to maintain it at all. So I'll be back once this researches everything and pulls everything out. We have so like web access and being able to push changes, but we will see. So I'm going to go to Claude.ai, code routines. I'm here right now. Perfect. Construction AI brief. Network access. Where's network access? Control behavior. Autofix pull requests. Yeah. Permissions. Yes. I'm going to get rid of all of these. Okay. I have the Beehiiv connection. Okay. Enable. I don't see where this network access thing is. All right. I think from what I'm seeing is we're fine. I think this should work, hopefully. So if we go to enable unrestricted branches, make sure, okay, that's connected. All right, the prompt is, okay, maybe I don't even have to have the skills. This is called hourly article. And schedule hourly at 0 weekdays? No, hourly, okay. And then connectors, I don't see, tired, add connector, I don't see alright, whatever, we'll just create it. And we'll run this now and see what happens. Enable, allow. Okay, so it's opening up a new session inside of the remote cloud desktop, or inside of Claude Code Cloud. Here we go. AI Construction Technology News, June 2026. So it should write 3 articles a day, which, quite honestly, that's a lot. And, if you build on top of these routines, like I said earlier, with Instagram carousel posts and Facebook carousel posts and Twitter posts, okay, then you have 3 different channels going at once, and this has only taken us 35 minutes so far, so we might have time to go through and create some of that stuff. But the idea here is to have a fully automated running business for an hour worth of work. And if you put a little bit more effort into it, then obviously the more you can get done. But the idea is to utilize routines to fully run the business, right? And I don't have to think about it. So we'll see how it runs through. That runs every single hour, checks if there is potential news articles to publish about. If there is, it publishes a new news article, and it will run that every single hour, but it will only publish a maximum of 3 articles per day. And then from there, we have on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, every single morning, it schedules a run to take everything from the news articles that we've published over the past couple of days, put that into a newsletter style format, publish that to Beehiiv, and then what happens is that final step of clicking publish on the article, it technically isn't allowed by the connection from Claude into Beehiiv. So what we have to do is take a local run that runs on my laptop whenever I'm logged in, and I'm usually logged in on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and runs a routine locally on my device to click through using the Chrome control and publish that final article. So we have almost, so I think if we have 3 articles a day, 3 times 7 equal 21. Let's just do a calculator. So we have 3 times 7, 21 articles, hopefully published on the hourly side. And then we have 3 articles being published a day. We have 24 total articles a week. And that should, with consistency, because it's running on a routine that I don't have to look at least drive some sort of traffic to the website. The goal with it is to do that for 30 days, figure out, okay, what works, what doesn't work through Google Analytics. And let's actually set up Google Analytics now. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, let's set up Google Analytics. I think we should set up Google Analytics with this website, so then we understand traffic. I think it actually might already be set up, but just let me know. So if we set up Google Analytics with this, then we can understand, okay, what articles are driving traffic, which articles are bringing us leads, and then from there we'll apply for like the Google News, the Bing News, all of those news things. If you search up Google News, you can see what I'm talking about. So hopefully we show up starting in this news tab right here, and our articles start to rank, right? And then helps me drive traffic to my AI consulting business for construction companies. The goal here isn't to really make money with the newsletters, which you can. There's ways to monetize that through sponsorships. And as we saw earlier with Beehiiv, you can do like a referral program. All right, so that's done. We have, let's go into routines. This needs to be deleted. Those are local routines that aren't needed anymore. Okay, perfect. So that is perfect. All right, let's edit it, make sure that it has bypass permissions, and save that. Then we'll go back here. I think relying on Vercel for now. That's fine. Okay. No article this run. All right, it found no articles, but I think what's happening is that it's looking for specifically construction AI news. In general, it should look for like all AI news and then try to relate that back to construction. Obviously, we can look at construction AI news, but that's not really a large space. If you think more broadly, like, okay, there's articles out, there's news out, there's tons of news out on AI right now. How can we relate that back to how it affects the construction industry? Okay. Nothing to change. Vercel, okay, Vercel Web Analytics is good to go. Yeah, so ideally we start to drive traffic through some of these articles. Let's continue here. We have about 15 minutes left. Let me change this. Whatever. So the way it's working right now is that all of the skills that it's using, the text file, the instructions, it's living inside of GitHub, inside of the source code of the website. So then it just calls that repo, that folder of all of the code, and gets the instructions on how to publish an article from there. But what I saw there is that it's looking at construction AI news specifically. We kind of want to have general AI news and relate that back to how does that relate to construction, right? And that's what we're trying to fix right here. So it's going to fix that, hopefully. Okay. Let me make sure that we are still recording. Yes, we are. Beautiful. Okay, we have about 10 minutes left to fix this up, but it seems like it's pretty good. Let's see if we can get an article or a Beehiiv newsletter published. Let's go into custom, or let's go into routines, and let's go into this. It sounds like something simple, but a consistent, like, if I'm consistent with these, if AI is consistent with these articles being published for the next year, I think that it becomes something that's successful. And I don't have to put much input into it. So that's the idea here. I mean, it sounds simple, and that's the idea. Keep it simple, stupid simple, and hopefully that's what wins. And hopefully through the consistency of the articles being published and traffic being drawn in, like that it does something for me. All it takes is one client to reach out from this, or honestly, if I do this in an hour worth of work, my return on investment is honestly, this has taken me like less than on this video, or basically this has only taken me to like a few hours of total work, right? It's given me a few hours worth of work. So hopefully, just with these newsletters being published on a consistent basis, right, and these articles being published every single day, it starts to drive some sort of traffic. I'm not sure how much traffic it'll drive, but hopefully it just drives some sort of traffic. And let's see, the browser create and send for free. That's what we're gonna do. So I don't feel like upgrading, and I'm all in on this for barely anything. I mean, I already pay for the hosting subscriptions. All it took was the domain, right? So the idea here is to have sort of like a side hustle that I don't have to think about. So if I go back into routines, let's see if this newsletter got, that's not good. Routines, hourly article, what's going on here? Goal here of exactly an hour, but I mean, we have everything set up pretty well. Routines, I keep clicking on customize instead of routines. Okay, I'm going to go into the hourly article. Let's see where it's at right now. Okay, come on. I created the PR, really pushing it down to the, okay. Is it on the website? It's not on the website. I pushed it to the, yes. Okay, so that is an issue that we can solve, but for now, I think we're good. Routines. All right, let's see where we're at. If we go to routines, I want to take a screenshot again. Hourly article. Let's go to this one. Shoot. Okay. Control 4. Okay. Please fix this, then it auto deploys. Bang. All right. We have an article. Let's go. Anthropic's AI shutdown is a vendor risk audit for every general contractor's tech stack. All right. I mean, this isn't great for me because I recommend all my contractors to use Claude, but here we go. We have a full article out here with a link to subscribe to the newsletter, and you subscribe to the newsletter. Oh my gosh. All right, great. This is awesome. And we're just at the hour mark. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Basically, what we did here, we have articles being published every single hour, 3 a day. It looks for current news and AI, relates it to construction. And then Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we have a newsletter that comes out. And then hopefully all of that will get funneled from organic traffic in a month from now when I apply for the Google News and the Bing News and get myself listed on there. And hopefully through SEO and through people searching on LLMs, we sort of become the AI news hub for construction. And then maybe that could turn into like events once you start to get a good base of subscribers. But it's essentially, the idea is to create free value until somebody wants to pay you. And the idea here is to funnel traffic into my other business. But there's obviously many places I could take this, and hopefully it runs without me having to touch it or think about it. So maybe I'll make an update video in a couple of weeks, see where things are at, and see if we can, add a few things here. I mean, I think one thing that I definitely want to do at some point is like Instagram carousel posts, Facebook carousel posts, Twitter posts, and try to drive traffic through that. It's the same concept, you set up the routine and you use the Claude design skill to research articles, research potential topics, and then publish a post. So maybe that's the next step here, but I'm glad you guys got through this entire video. I'm probably going to chop it down. It's not going to look like the entire video, but it's now 5:30, 5:33, and we have an article out. That's all I wanted. So I appreciate you guys watching.